Black pepper sits on every kitchen table worldwide, yet few realize this $300 per kilogram spice can thrive on your windowsill. Growing your own black pepper is not only possible, it is one of the most rewarding and profitable plants a home gardener can cultivate. Black pepper's worth. Black pepper is the world's most traded spice, commanding premium prices due to labor-intensive farming, long maturation periods, and complex supply chains. Organic and specialty grades routinely fetch $250 to $400 per kilogram at retail. A single mature vine producing 2 kilograms annually delivers $600 in value, making this one of the highest value crops per square meter available to the home grower. Growth cycle. Black pepper begins as a cutting or seedling, spending its first year establishing roots and sending out initial climbing shoots. Years 2 and 3 see aggressive vine extension, and the first signs of lateral flowering branches called orthotropic and plagiotropic shoots. Flowering typically begins in year 3 to 4. After pollination, berries develop over 3 to 4 months, turning from green to red when fully ripe. Commercial harvest targets the green to yellow transition stage for black pepper production. Sourcing plants. Reliable sources for Piper nigrum include specialist tropical nurseries, reputable online plant sellers, and gardening communities. Always request the confirmed species name, Piper nigrum, not generic pepper vine. Avoid grocery store peppercorns for planting. Most are heat-treated and sterile. Be skeptical of sellers offering fast-fruiting varieties, claiming harvest in under 2 years. Legitimate suppliers provide rooted cuttings or established plants and can verify provenance. Check reviews carefully before purchasing online. Container growing. Container growing is the key to success in non-tropical climates. Use a 15 to 20 liter pot minimum, with drainage holes essential to prevent root saturation. Terracotta pots help regulate moisture levels. Containers allow you to move the plant indoors during cold months, place it near heat sources in winter, and position it in optimal light year-round. This mobility effectively expands the growing range of black pepper to any climate on Earth, provided indoor conditions are properly managed. The climbing vine. Black pepper is a vigorous climbing vine that can reach 10 meters in its natural environment. Without adequate support, the plant collapses, restricts airflow, and produces minimal fruit. Climbing allows the vine to access light efficiently and develop the lateral plagiotropic shoots that carry flower spikes and ultimately the berries. A well-supported vine is the structural foundation of a productive pepper plant. Without it, even perfect soil and watering cannot deliver a meaningful harvest. The most effective support structures include wooden stakes, bamboo poles, trellises, and living host trees for outdoor growing. A single 1.8-meter bamboo cane suits young container plants. As the vine matures, a wooden trellis panel or a series of vertical poles connected with horizontal wire provides ideal attachment points. Coir poles, thick rolls of coconut fiber, are particularly well suited as they mimic the rough bark of host trees and encourage aerial root attachment. Choose a structure that can be expanded as the vine grows. Young vines should be tied loosely to the support structure using soft garden ties or twine. Guide the main stem upward while allowing side shoots to spread horizontally. The critical distinction is between orthotropic shoots, vertical stems that grow upward and are used for propagation, and plagiotropic shoots, horizontal lateral branches that carry flower and fruit spikes. Maximizing plagiotropic shoot development through careful training directly increases yield. Tie new growth every 2 to 3 weeks during the active growing season to direct the plant's energy efficiently. As the vine matures beyond year 3, the support structure may need extending or reinforcing. Inspect ties annually, replacing any that have become tight or embedded in the stem. Clean the support structure of any algae or mold that could harbor disease. Top dress the container with fresh compost each spring, rather than attempting a full repot, which can disturb roots. Every 3 to 4 years, a careful repot into a slightly larger container refreshes the soil profile and sustains long-term productivity. Crop requirements. Black pepper needs consistently moist but never waterlogged soil. Water every 2 to 3 days in summer and once weekly in winter, always using room temperature water. Humidity should stay between 60 to 80%, achieved through pebble water trays, grouped plants, or a humidifier, as centrally heated homes can drop to 20 to 30% in winter. The ideal temperature range is 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Below 15 degrees Celsius growth slows. Below 10 degrees Celsius permanent damage occurs. And frost will kill the plant outright, so nighttime temperatures must stay above 18 degrees Celsius away from drafts and AC vents. In spring and summer, increase watering and feeding, then gradually reduce both as autumn arrives and move container plants indoors before the first cold spell. Indoors, a humidifier or plastic humidity tent works best. Bathrooms and kitchens are naturally better spots, while positions above radiators should be avoided. Daily morning misting with room temperature water provides a temporary humidity boost and deters spider mites, though it supplements rather than replaces proper humidity management. In winter, water once weekly, stop fertilizing entirely from November through February, and run grow lights for at least 10 hours daily. Watch for stress signs. Yellow leaves indicate overwatering, brown tips signal low humidity, wilting in moist soil suggests root rot, and leaf curl with fine webbing confirms spider mites. Most problems are reversible if caught and corrected early. Fertilization and soil requirements. The ideal potting mix for black pepper is 40% potting compost, 30% perlite or coarse grit, 20% cocoa coir, and 10% fine orchid bark. Light, airy, and free draining, never dense or clay-based. Target a soil pH of 5.5 to 6.5, testing annually and correcting with sulfur chips if it rises too high. For feeding, black pepper is a moderate feeder that benefits from a nitrogen-forward formula, 312 NPK, during spring and summer to support leafy growth, shifting to a potassium-rich formula, 113, as flowering approaches in years 3 to 4. Feed monthly at half strength in spring, every 2 to 3 weeks at full strength through summer, drop back to monthly in autumn, and stop entirely from November through February when excess nutrients simply accumulate and harm the roots. Both organic and synthetic fertilizers work well. Organics like fish emulsion, worm castings, and seaweed extract release slowly and improve soil biology, while synthetics offer faster, more precise results. Many growers use both. A slow-release organic base topped up with occasional liquid feeds during peak growth. Each spring, apply a 2 to 3 centimeter layer of worm castings or well-rotted compost to the soil surface as a gentle, slow-release top dress, replacing rather than mixing it in to avoid disturbing surface roots. Beyond NPK, supplement monthly with liquid seaweed extract for broad micronutrients and Epsom salts at 1 teaspoon per liter for magnesium. Watch for pale new growth with green veins, iron deficiency, yellowing older leaves, nitrogen or magnesium, purple-tinged leaves, phosphorus, iodine or poor fruit set, potassium, as signs that the feeding program needs adjustment. Pollination and berry development. Black pepper begins flowering in its 3rd to 4th year from cuttings, triggered by maturity, good light, steady warmth, and a slight reduction in watering before bud formation. Each pendulous flower spike carries 50 to 150 tiny flowers, and a mature vine can hold dozens of spikes simultaneously. The plant is self-pollinating, but manual assistance, gently shaking spikes or brushing with a soft paintbrush daily during the 2 to 3 week flowering window, significantly improves berry set, especially indoors where wind and insects are absent. After pollination, berries develop over 3 to 4 months. starting as tiny green beads that swell into full peppercorns over 8 to 12 weeks. For black pepper, harvest at the green to yellow transition before full ripeness. The dried berries then turn black through enzymatic oxidation, developing the bold, pungent flavor black pepper is known for. First harvest in year 3 to 4 is typically modest at 100 to 300 grams, but yields grow substantially each year as the vine matures and produces more lateral branches and flower spikes. By year 5, a vine may carry 3 times the spikes of a younger plant, with well-maintained mature vines yielding up to 3 kilograms annually. Overall, yield depends on vine age, light levels, temperature consistency, pollination success, and care quality. Every stress event in early years directly reduces future harvests, so consistent care from day one compounds into significantly greater production over time. Harvesting, processing, and storage. Harvest spikes when roughly one-third of berries are turning yellow-orange, but the majority remain green. Too early means underdeveloped flavor. Too late produces white or red pepper instead of black. Monitor from week 10 onward, after berry formation. Cut entire spikes cleanly with sterile scissors rather than stripping berries by hand. Handle gently to avoid bruising, and process within 24 hours. Remove berries from spikes by rolling gently between palms, then spread in a thin layer on drying trays in direct sunlight. In tropical climates, drying takes 3 to 5 days. In temperate climates, 7 to 10 days, bringing trays indoors each night to prevent moisture reabsorption. Turn berries twice daily until fully shriveled, hard, and uniformly black-brown with no soft spots. The same vine produces 3 types of pepper depending on when you harvest. Green pepper from young berries preserved by freeze-drying or brining. Black pepper from green to yellow stage berries, sun-dried until black. And white pepper from fully ripe red berries soaked to remove the outer skin then dried, which carries the highest per kilogram value. Store finished peppercorns in airtight glass jars in a cool, dark cupboard. Whole peppercorns retain full potency for 2 to 3 years, so grind only as needed. Realistic yields run 100 to 400 grams in year 3 to 4, 500 grams to 1 kilogram by years 5 to 6, and 1 to 3 kilograms annually from a fully mature vine, with even a modest 500-gram harvest worth around $150 at retail. Propagation and multiplication. Stem cuttings are the most reliable propagation method. Select orthotropic vertical growing, shoots rather than side branches. Cut 20 to 30 centimeter sections with 3 to 4 nodes. Remove lower leaves and plant immediately. Dip the cut end in rooting hormone to boost success rates from around 40% up to 70 to 80%. Root in a 50-50 perlite and cocoa coir mix, enclosed in a plastic bag or propagation dome to hold humidity above 80%, and place in a warm spot at 25 to 28 degrees Celsius with bright indirect light. A heat mat underneath accelerates rooting considerably. Spring is the best time to propagate. Summer cuttings also work well, but autumn cuttings root slowly and are best avoided. For even higher success rates, air layering achieves around 90%. Remove a 2-centimeter ring of bark at a healthy node, pack with moist sphagnum moss, wrap tightly in clear plastic film, and wait 4 to 8 weeks until roots are visible, then cut below the moss ball and pot on. One mature vine generates essentially unlimited propagation material each year. A single autumn pruning session can yield 20 to 30 cuttings simultaneously, which within 12 months become established plants ready to pot on, give away, or sell. Rooted cuttings in 10-centimeter pots sell for $10 to $30 each at plant markets and online, meaning 20 successful cuttings from one session can generate $200 to $600, often more than the pepper harvest itself. Very established vines can also be divided at repotting into 2 or 3 sections, though division is stressful and should only be attempted on vigorous, healthy plants with several months of recovery time afterward. Pest management and troubleshooting. The three most common pests are scale insects, mealybugs, and spider mites. Scale appears as small brown bumps on stems and leaf undersides. Mealybugs form white cottony clusters at nodes and junctions, and spider mites produce fine webbing on leaf undersides with yellowing stippled leaves as the first warning sign. All three are manageable if caught early. Isolate affected plants immediately to prevent spread. The primary organic treatment for all three is neem oil. Mix 5 milliliters neem oil, 2 milliliters dish soap, and 1 liter of water. Spray the entire plant including leaf undersides and repeat every 5 to 7 days for 3 cycles to break the pest life cycle. After clearing, maintain a fortnightly preventive neem spray through warm months. Most black pepper diseases are fungal, with Phytophthora foot rot being the most serious threat. Prevent it through excellent drainage, good airflow, avoiding water on the stem base, and never leaving the pot standing in water. Root rot, specifically, caused by overwatering and poorly draining soil, is the single most common cause of plant death. Symptoms are sudden wilting despite moist soil and a foul smell from the pot. If caught early, unpot, trim all brown mushy roots, treat with copper fungicide, and repot in fresh dry mix. For leaf issues, yellow leaves suggest overwatering or nitrogen deficiency. Brown tips indicate low humidity or salt buildup. Black spots point to fungal infection, and curling leaves with webbing confirms spider mites. Crucially, always rule out environmental causes. Cold stress, overwatering, nutrient deficiency before reaching for any treatment. As applying pesticide to an already stressed plant compounds the damage rather than resolving it. Black pepper's premium value, up to $300 per kilogram, makes it one of the most financially compelling plants you can grow at home. The journey from cutting to first harvest spans 3 to 4 years, requiring patience, consistency, and genuine investment in tropical growing conditions. But the arithmetic is compelling. A single mature vine producing 1 to 3 kilograms of dried pepper annually delivers $300 to $900 in retail value from a plant that cost $20 to $50 to establish. That represents a return of 10 to 30 times your initial investment every single year, indefinitely. Container growing removes the climate barrier entirely. With a humidifier, a grow light, and a warm indoor space, black pepper can be cultivated successfully in Canada, the United Kingdom, Scandinavia, or anywhere else on Earth. Propagation multiplies your investment for free, or generates additional income through the sale of rooted cuttings. The same vine that feeds your kitchen also seeds your next 10 plants and potentially funds your gardening hobby. The window to begin is now. Plant your cutting today, provide tropical conditions, build your support structure, and commit to the process. In 3 to 4 years, the first spikes will appear, and the harvest that follows will make every grocery store pepper purchase feel like money poorly spent. With proper care, your black pepper vine will outlive most houseplants, improve year on year, and deliver compound value for a decade or more. Start today. Never buy expensive pepper again.